Hi, and welcome to the show. Again, we thank God you can view the show, whether it's in your living room, your bedroom, your kitchen, or even in your bedroom. We're excited to bring you DAP Ministries Presents. I'm your host, Reverend Willie Williams Jr. Excited about the information you're going to receive. Our prayers go out to those individuals of Hurricane Harvey and Hurricane Irma. Our prayers are for the state of Texas as well as the state of Louisiana and the state of Florida and those other areas, Georgia, South Carolina, all those other areas. We are praying for their recovery. We know after 12 years of being experienced at one of the most deadly and disastrous Hurricane Katrina, we know we have an idea of what they're going through, and so we're praying for their rebuild because it can be not only costly, but it can be long and tiring. Again, we say to you, if you haven't been down to the Lower Ninth Ward, take your time and go down there because there's still some devastation. You still can go and see some of the devastation by blighted property, overgrown lots and things. But there's a good sign. The good sign that there are businesses that are coming back in the Lower Ninth Ward. There are a lot of opportunities. So, but go down there, bring your neighbors, your friends, bring strangers, and bring the tourists down there to see what God is going to do. Again, we're excited. He's been so busy.
Speaking of strangers,
he's been so busy. Our co-host, I can call him that, the Reverend Darrell Smith, also a radio personality, D.K. Smith. He's with us today, and he has a wealth of information. He has his finger on the pulse. He's changed his time. He used to come on at 3 p.m. He comes on an hour early.
Yeah.
You want to tell people what you've been doing since you can't come to the show no more?
Well, because my hours have changed for this particular show recording and everything, I can't make it. But 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. gives me more time and more opportunity to share with the people. But listen, I'm just excited because one reason why I came out, I literally had to come out because of the guest that we have.
All right, why don't you introduce the guest?
I introduced the guest. I remember her when she was young.
I know you're going to talk it that way. I know you're going to say that.
In fact, I think I remember her before she was born. So her mother.
Oh, okay, say that.
And her father, but mainly I knew her mother and everything.
So you say you watched her as she was a little baby.
Yeah, and she's grown into a wonderful person. Now, of course, we're going to talk about some things that made her who she is now, but she's got an organization called Change the Stigma, LLC, and we'll talk about that. There's an event coming up. But first, I'd just like to introduce Alexis Augustine, and she is the president of Change the Stigma, LLC, and I hope she don't mind me saying this. She's 17 years old.
Oh, you're telling her age?
Well, see, when you're young like that, you can tell the age. When you get a little older, I don't mess with female age. Yeah. But I want to say thank you for coming to the show, and really tell us about Change the Stigma, LLC, and, well, tell us the beginning and how you got here.
Okay, so in October of 2014, I lost my mother to complications associated with cancer. And that took me on a path of, a lot of mental issues that I had to deal with. And it was kind of unheard of in my family. We never really had mental issues in the family. So I'd been to different doctors, therapists, psychiatrists, and my first psychiatrist just didn't really seem to have an interest in who I was as a person, and kind of just, wrote a prescription and sent me on my way. And that really took me down the wrong path. I would become different people, medications, some of them are just really not good for the mind. And I lost a lot of friends as a result of that because they didn't understand. And it's because of that stigma around mental health that I felt like I couldn't explain it to people. And I said, this is a problem. I shouldn't have to lose friends because they don't understand what's going on with me. So initially, Change the Stigma was supposed to be centered around the stigma on mental health. But after talking to other nonprofit owners, they said that I was limiting myself, and to have that name, I could talk about stigmas of all types. So in that moment, everything clicked. And I wanted this to be about really talking about stigmas, addressing them, and expressing how we feel about them through art. So me being a dancer, sometimes you just hear a piece of music that just moves you, and it has this kind of like tone. Like, I don't know, when I hear a piece of music, I can relate it to mental health, I can relate it to racial issues, things like that. And other artists feel the same way. So I reached out to all my friends through social media, and I got a team of 6 people that are really dedicated to my mission. I call them my exec board, and I love them. And we basically work together to lay out what we wanted to do. So I guess what we do, I call them the 3 A's. Arts, activism, access. So we express how we feel through art, and this whole entire organization is dedicated to activism. And then we also want to give artists access to express who they are, because a lot of people don't have the opportunity. Like me going to Lusher, an art school, I can dance all day if I want, do visual arts, media arts. Some people don't have that, and it's really expensive. Art is expensive. Yeah. So we do clinics for free. So that's part of where our funding goes. We want to do clinics to allow people to.
Now, what's the youngest age that a person can get involved with your group, your organization?
Honestly, there's no minimum. I guess a 2-year-old wouldn't be on the same intellectual level as like a 17-year-old. But I mean, if they want in on the conversation, why not?
I've heard of the terrible twos, them tantrums. Yeah.
Well, I've watched some young kids, I think from 12 years old and a kid about 6 years old, and their children or the child magicians. And I watched this and I said, no, that's adult stuff that they're doing, and it's powerful. So that's why I asked the question. And then the Jazz and Heritage Foundation have opportunities for individuals from 10 to 17. If they're interested in playing the instrument, they provide an instrument from 10 to I said 18, 17 technically, from 10 to 17. So that's why I asked that question about opportunities, because in most cases, some of these kids are very artistic in their ability at a young age. And so when does the parent, I guess, acknowledge it or pay attention to it, and then having a place where they can be nurtured and develop in it? And so you're given an opportunity. I think you have something coming up that people can participate or get involved with?
Yes. So next Thursday is our kickoff event. It's an art show called Unite, and there are live performances, food, all that jazz. And essentially, every piece that's performed is centered around unity and celebrating our differences rather than letting them tear us apart. So I think it's going to be really great, and I think that everyone should come out.
Tell us where it's going to be and the time and everything.
It's from 7 to 10 p.m. at Cafe Istanbul on St. Claude. You can get tickets at changeofthestigmallc.org.
And it's an Eventbrite.
Yes, it's an Eventbrite event.
Because see, I'm talking to Pastor Williams, but that's what the young people do.
What they do?
They get things, they put it on Eventbrite.
I heard of that Eventbrite.
I know you
thing.
do. I know.
Yeah.
I know you're sort of up to date.
I'm a little bit there.
Yeah,
I ain't
yeah.
like you, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm still.
What you mean like me? I am digital.
No. I'm analog. I said
Yeah,
I ain't
know,
like
see,
you.
he's analog.
I'm still analog, but I'm half analog and a little digital.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna talk about who's analog too.
We're not gonna talk about that. But wait, let me ask you another question in that regards. While we have the time, would you like to shout out your board, and how about shouting out someone who helped you with this even now?
Yes. Okay. Well, I want to shout out my whole board: Zoe, Nick, Blair, Julianne, Lillian, and Gwen. I really appreciate my board of directors kind of like keeping me on track, keeping me in the realm of reality, making sure I don't get out of hand. I guess my dad.
But he's a good guy, you think?
Yeah, he's all right.
He's supportive of you.
She didn't put him on the board, if you notice, huh?
Well, that's a good thing.
Oh, see that?
You know why it's a good thing?
It's-
Because it's her thing, and the support that the father gives is that is supporting her in her efforts. And I know you have a website that people can look you. How y'all say look you up? Because he got the hookup. But I mean, how do y'all navigate that information? Because y'all with y'all media, man, y'all FaceTime.
Give them the
and everything.
website.
Give us a website.
So our website is changethestigmallc.org.
Man, that's powerful.
Basically, when you go on the website, there's become a member button and purchase tickets button.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to stay up to date with everything that we're doing, you click become a member. You can even choose to volunteer at certain events or things like that. But yeah, it has some artwork from people that we work with, and it's a really nice website. It looks nice.
I mean,
Just saying by yourself.
Wait,
Right?
wait, wait, wait. If I had a hat, I do have a hat, but if I take it off to her because with Pastor Williams, we were with another organization, Connect to Protect. And in the process of trying to get an LLC for that one, I know it's a process. Now, Pastor Williams is all about getting.
No, it's not an LLC.
That was a number.
That
Oh,
was
501c3. 501c3, yeah. But anyway, you got that?
Yeah, she got that.
I have my LLC, but
She has an LLC.
that 501c3 is going to be some work, but
Yeah.
I'm ready for it.
All right, look at it. See, that's what I'm talking about.
And you know, I told you this off a camera off there about how not only it's amazing that young people are interested, but that's what I think the activist part is, that you have to get involved, and it's a positive thing that you're doing a positive thing, and as a young person, we hear so many stories about young people doing so many things that are not good, that are detrimental to their health, that are affecting not only young people but also affecting seniors, older people, because they do some negative things. They harm some people and stuff. And so it's always good to hear about positive activities that young people are doing, and we want to support you, want to encourage you, and the other expression, I think, we want to see you be successful. And at 17 years of age, look, the best thing you can do is get involved. Get involved. We say this, and I say this on several of my shows, and people have a tendency to say that young people are the future.
Mm.
Well, we say that in closing that the young people of our church are the future of our church, and we say to them, that's not really true.
That's right.
They're the present, because if we depended on them without the training that is necessary from them, then that shows that they're going to be lacking in the development of the church or the direction of the church in which it should go. Again, anything else you want to tell the audience for us? Because one of my questions is, you've been dancing. Is it any venues that we may have seen you or somebody may have seen you dancing at?
I dance with Art in Motion. We are located in the East. We march in parades. You've probably seen us in Zulu or Femme Fatale. We also dance at different events, community festivals. We did one at Joe Brown. And we compete at the local and national levels. So yeah, I spend a lot of time at dance.
I'm gonna throw something else up. We got the website changethestigmallc.org. So is there a
He liked the word phone number.
phone number or contact? Like if somebody want to say, like some people say, I don't know how to navigate the
On the
website.
web.
Yeah.
A lot of them old people, honey.
Yeah.
Not you.
So you have Facebook. I mean, you have. How do people get in contact with you if they want to?
Instagram, all that. They're doing that now.
We do have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Wow.